Good morning or good evening if you're watching me in the afternoon. Today's video is going to be a big one, and it's going to be about lust, the biggest enemy of them all. And I've already made a couple of videos about lust, but there is something that I just learned, which I find is the most important piece of information that I decided to dedicate an entire video to it. And all it is a singular quote, which says that if you see women with lustful eyes, you are already committing adultery. So why not cut out your left eye or your right arm? Because if you don't, your whole body will burn in hell. So what this quote really means is the fact that people who experience lust, they don't realize it, but it would literally be better to cut off both your eyes and cut off both your arms, because then you wouldn't be able to do anything sinful, compared to if you didn't and you waited, and then one day your whole body will burn in hell. So the reason I decided to talk about this quote is the fact that people don't realize the consequences of lust. And I do, because I realized that every single time I fell off on self-improvement, or every single time that I was in a bad period of my life, it all started with that one decision I made. And that one decision was, watching porn one time isn't that bad, And that one decision always leads to you relapsing, which is going to lead to you not having that energy, that same drive as before. Because let me explain something really quickly. Do you know why it feels so good to relapse? It's because God intended it to be used as a reward for when you have a child. And so when you're doing it, all your drive is gone, because one of the biggest drives is sex drive. And if you can control that, you'll be able to turn it into work instead of into lust. But the people who don't, every single time they relapse, they lose that sex drive. And the longer you're able to keep that sex drive, the more work-oriented you're going to be, the more you're going to want to conquer the world. And so the reason I'm making this video is because I want you to become self-aware. I want you, whenever you even have a lustful thought, whether you're Christian or you're Muslim, I want you to close your eyes, or have your hand on your head and say, God, let me see what you see, or let me think what you think. And that might sound crazy, but I've done it before and it works. If you feel lustful and you do that, and you're self-aware of that it's sinful, of the negatives that it's gonna have, because sometimes in the moment, even though you know all of this, you still get lost because you completely forget about it in the moment. I've had that happen to me so many times. Times where I've said I would never watch porn again, never masturbate again. And then in the heat of the moment, they catch you off guard. You know how in dropshipping, the entire point is to get the shopper so invested so quickly that they don't even think about the purchase and they just click the shop button. So this is the exact same thing. Except of letting you think about it, it just hits you with a bunch of different dopamines, it hits you with a bunch of different triggers that eventually your brain just clicks off, you result to your lizard brain, and you end up relapsing. So I want you to become self-aware when this happens. I want you to become conscious. Even if you're not able to control it at first, eventually you will master this. Eventually, every single time you have a lustful thought, you see something online that's lustful, you see an OnlyFans model or something like that, what's going to happen is you're going to say, that's a sinful way of life. And you're going to say that if you feel that way, it's a sinful way of life. You'll close your eyes and you'll say, God, let me see what you see. And when you open them again, you're not going to feel the same way. You're going to feel like a soldier, like a worshiper, like a slave of God. So that's really what I want you to take away from this video. I want you to realize that lust is conquerable. And there's a reason why so many people are able to wait until they're married for their first time. And I want you to do that too. Because that is the true representation that you're not of this world, that you're following God's word, and that you will follow what relapsing's intended use was, to have children, not to be alone in your bed jerking off to someone else to someone else. So the reason I decided to make this video, it might not seem that important, but it is something that I wish I knew so much sooner. So I hope that this reaches the right person and that it will help you out too. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.